My name is Brinley Shaw, the only daughter of the prestigious Shaw family, one of Blairen's most powerful dynasties. For my husband, Colin Parlich, I quit my job, cut ties with my family, determined to be his perfect wife. Married for 2 years, he was gentle and caring, never made me suffer. Apart from never being intimate with me, he was almost the perfect husband. Until that day, when I brought our marriage certificate to buy our dream house.
Mrs. Palmer, the system isn't pulling up your marriage registration record.
What do you mean by that?
Probably just a system error. You can confirm it directly at City Hall.
I held that marriage certificate, my fingers trembling. A voice inside me kept saying, something must be wrong.
Ma'am, the document you've presented is counterfeit. Our records show no marriage registration whatsoever between you and Mr. Colin Palmer.
This can't be. If you believe you've been deceived, it's best to report the matter to the authorities. That marriage certificate I treasured for 2 years was fake. The man I thought I'd spend my life with had woven an enormous Tycoon lie. I couldn't accept it. I went to his office to confront him. I rounded the corner and stopped. Through a glass wall, I saw Colin passionately kissing a woman. His first love, Millie Russell. You still haven't told her, have you? About us?
I'm a coward. When you left to pursue your career abroad, I was heartbroken. Then Brinley came along. She reminded me so much of you that I finally felt alive again.
So you made her my substitute? Forged a marriage certificate to make her believe you were legally bound? Colin, you really are something.
Yes, I'm greedy. I want your fire, and I want her gentleness. I even let myself imagine how perfect it would be if the two of you could coexist peacefully.
Coexist peacefully? Colin, you really are delusional. Who wants to coexist with a substitute? But I am curious. Does she know she's just a counterfeit?
She won't ever know. She's so naive, never questions a thing. She has no idea you're even pregnant with my child.
Then when are you going to tell her? You can't expect me to just wait around forever. Colin, I don't have the patience to play this game with you.
I'll figure something out. Just give me a little more time.
In that moment, I felt like a complete and utter joke. I turned and walked away. Tears filled my eyes. I tilted my head up and took a deep breath, stubbornly refusing to let them fall. Then I dialed a number I hadn't called in 2 years. Dad, I've changed my mind. Tell the Moores, my answer is yes. From today on. The Brinley who had humbled herself for love was dead. 3 months later, I returned to Bleon, invited to the Knight family's annual charity gala. Half of Bleon's elite had gathered there. I had intended to keep a low profile, dismissing the bodyguards the Knight family's butler, Caden, had arranged for me. But even in the simplest attire, I still drew everyone's attention. Isn't that Brinley Shaw? Oh my god, what is she doing here? I heard Colin dumped her after she cheated on him. It was a whole spectacle. How does she still have the nerve to show up? Across the hall, Colin was mingling with guests, his arms strapped around Millie's waist. Hearing the commotion, he turned and looked over. Colin pushed through the crowd and rushed right up to me, firing one accusation after another.
What are you doing here? And why did you disappear without a single word? Do you know how much time and money I spent trying to find you? Tell me you didn't actually throw me away for someone else? Like all those whispers claim.
His accusation drew every gaze in the hall towards me, all filled with judgment and anticipation for a spectacle. Millie, who had rushed after him, quickly grabbed Colin's arm and gently tried to soothe him. Colin, please, calm down. Talk this through. Miss Shaw must have had her reasons for vanishing without a word. Millie turned to me, her face full of feigned sympathy. Miss Shaw, I understand if you still carry feelings for Colin, but you should move on. Disappearing and then showing up again like this, surely you know it only makes things harder for everyone. Her words, disguised as soothing counsel, only painted me as a desperate clinger. The whispers around us grew sharper and more merciless. Exactly. What is she after, hanging around here like this when Colin has already moved on? Millie is being awfully generous. If it were me, I would have snapped by now. This is the Knight family's event. They don't just let anyone wander in. Did she slip past security? Someone needs to toss her out.
Brinley, I know you regret leaving me. Just apologize. Out of respect for our past, I could put in a word with Mrs. Knight and help you stay.
I didn't acknowledge him at all. Instead, I picked up my glass and took a sip. Just then, a stocky middle-aged man walked over. He appeared to be the assistant to the event organizer.
Miss, this is a private event. If you don't have an invitation, I'll have to ask you to leave.
Brinley, you'd really rather be tossed out like this than give me an answer? Or even an apology?
Miss Shaw, be sensible. Apologize to Colin. With all these eyes on you, why put yourself through more shame?
Everyone was waiting to see me humiliated, but I lifted my gaze, looking past Colin and Millie toward the figure strolling quickly toward us.
What is going on here?
The moment Caden appeared, everyone fell silent.
Mrs. Shaw,
I deeply apologize for disrespect you've endured. The fault is entirely mine for failing to discipline my staff. Please forgive this lapse.
He turned to Matthew, his voice turning icy.
Who gave you the right to disgrace the Knight family in front of everyone? Mrs. Knight has always taught us to treat every guest with respect. Did you assume our invitations were handed out carelessly, or that our security was too lax for you to take seriously?
With every word Caden spoke, Matthew's face grew paler.
Mrs. Shaw, please forgive this embarrassment. I'll deal with him immediately. Would you prefer to rest in the VIP lounge, or?
I'll go along with whatever arrangements Mrs. Knightle has made.
Understood. The lounge has been set with refreshments. Mrs. Knight was just speaking of you.
His words drew another collective gasp. No one could believe that Mrs. Knight, the undisputed queen of Bleon's real estate world, a woman even the mayor referred to, was personally hosting me, just as Caden was leading me toward the staircase. Matthew suddenly dropped to his knees.
Miss Shaw, please, accept my apologies for my earlier rudeness. Please, grant me mercy just this once!
You've broken the family rules. That's why you're fired. Not because of Miss Shaw.
Escape him out. Notify HR. His employment is terminated and he will never be rehired.
I didn't slow my steps. I didn't even look back. I made my way straight to the second-floor VIP lounge. I pushed open the door. Inside sat a tall, striking man with sharp brows and piercing eyes. I looked up instinctively and found him looking right back at me. His name was Austin Moore, my new husband. He'd been overseas for 3 months. This was the first time we'd seen each other since our marriage. His appearance, his commanding aura, his physique, all of it was far superior to Colin's in every possible way. Austin and I stood there, staring at each other in silence. Before either of us could say a word, a sudden commotion came from the doorway. Several business partners rushed in, eagerly crowding around Austin to curry favor.
Mr. Moore, we've been waiting anxiously for your arrival.
You're always occupied with work. It's rare to catch a glimpse of you.
I was immediately pushed aside. Fortunately, Mrs. Knight stepped forward just in time to smooth things over.
Mr. Moore will be spending plenty of time with you today, so there's no need to hurry. Please, take a seat and have some tea first.
She walked over, pulled me back from the sidelines, and introduced me to everyone.
This is Ms. Brinley Shaw. She's here today to share some of her business insights with you.
But the moment my name was spoken, it drew a wave of mocking laughter.
Mrs. Shaw, you are indeed easy on the eyes, but your judgment, perhaps not as impressive. You cut ties with your own family for a man becoming nothing but a subject of ridicule in Blairin. If you're that desperate for a man's approval, maybe you should stick to family matters instead of meddling in business.
Mr. Simpson!
What surprised me was that Austin walked slowly toward me, reached out and brushed a strand of hair back behind my ear, then slipped an arm naturally around my waist.
So, in your opinion, Mr. Simpson,
My wife doesn't measure up to your standards?
I saw Oliver's face instantly fill with unease.
Mrs. Moore, my apologies. Mr. Moore, they say you have no interest in women, but clearly you have exquisite taste. You prefer the beautiful ones.
Though he was offering a compliment, his eyes clearly conveyed subtle contempt. Austin didn't argue. Instead, he studied me with interest, clearly curious about how I would handle the situation. I sneered inwardly, but kept a perfectly measured smile on my face.
Mr. Simpson, your words remind me of something. I once heard that some influential businessmen have a fondness for keeping several young women at once. They are really shameless. Surely you've heard such rumors too?
Oliver's face went white instantly. His habit of keeping mistresses was an open secret in our circle. My remark, though vague on the surface, was a clear jab at him. But with Austin standing beside me, he dared not lash out. Instead of speculating about others, wouldn't it be wiser to tend to your own affairs? You wouldn't want your reputation to go up in flames one day. I caught a flicker of admiration in Austin's eyes.
All right, everyone, let's not take it too seriously. Come, let's sit down. No need to crowd around.
Oliver looked stiff and displeased, but he sat down, not daring to retort. Only then did Austin lean closer, whispering in my ear.
Quite the impression you've made, my dear wife.
Like what you saw? Austin only smirked, deciding not to reply. Instead, he gripped my waist even tighter. Austin was hardly ever seen at social events like this, so his appearance today drew a flood of people eager to strike up conversations. I sat quietly at his side, playing the role of the doodle ornament. I finally couldn't sit still any longer. I need to use the restroom.
Don't take too long. Come back soon.
I nodded and left the lounge. Just as I stepped out of the restroom, a figure reeking of alcohol staggered into my path.
Brinley.
Mr. Palmer, please control yourself.
Brinley, I've realized how wrong I was. Give me another chance. I can't do without you. These 3 months apart, I've missed you so much I feel like I'm going mad.
Enough. I don't want to hear any more of your nonsense. Colin, listen. We're done. Stay away from me, or I promise you'll regret it.
But the drunken Colin suddenly lunged forward, trying to grab me, even trying to kiss me.
Brinley, just give me one more chance, please.
Get lost!
I sidestepped his embrace and drove the heel of my shoe into his abdomen with all the force I could muster. He let out a cry of pain, bending over and clutching his stomach. But I didn't give him time to recover. My other foot followed, aimed precisely between his legs. He collapsed on the floor, curling up miserably, cold sweat soaking through his shirt. He couldn't even speak. A few guests nearby were drawn by the commotion, their eyes filled with shock. Colin, take this as your warning. If you dare try this again, you'll regret it far more than you do now. I stood up, smoothed my dress, and walked away. What I didn't know was that Austin, having just finished his conversation, had witnessed the entire scene. He stood not far away, a knowing smile playing at the corner of his lips. The banquet wound down and guests began to leave. I had just reached the exit when a sleek black Maybach pulled up to block my way. The window rolled down, revealing Austin's striking face.
Get in.
Mr. Moore, I have my own car.
I already had it sent back. Now get in.
I want to return to my own place.
Your place? Brinley, we're married. That means we're supposed to live together.
No buts. I prepared our new home 3 months ago. Now, you're coming back with me.
His tone was domineering, yet strangely inoffensive. I looked into his deep eyes and fell silent for a few seconds. I knew Austin never made empty threats, and besides, I really did need a fresh start. I took a deep breath, opened the car door, and slid inside.
Drive.
The black Maybach slipped silently into traffic, and finally stopped before a villa halfway up the mountain. He circled around and opened the door for me. I stepped out and looked up at the enormous building before me.
From today onward, this is your home.
Under the glow of the lights, his profile was striking, almost godlike in its perfection. I nodded and followed him inside.
The door had barely clicked shut. Austin suddenly turned around. He planted one hand against the door behind me, trapping me between himself and the wood panel. I was so nervous I didn't know what to do.
You weren't this reserved at the banquet, my dear wife. What's wrong? Nervous now that you're in your own home? Don't you think you've forgotten there's still one thing we haven't done?
What thing?
What newlyweds are supposed to do on their wedding night? We've been married 3 months now. Don't you think it's time we made up for it?
My face instantly flushed, my heart pounding so fast it felt like it might leap out of my throat. So this was his plan all along, bringing me home.
Don't move.
The next second, he lowered his head and kissed me, and I forgot to breathe. I had to admit, Austin was undeniably attractive. I was tempted, sure, but also intimidated. A man of his stature was not someone I wanted to provoke. I averted my gaze and tried to keep my voice as steady as possible. Mr. Moore, since this is a marriage of convenience, I think we should set some basic terms.
Oh? Go ahead. I'm listening.
First, This marriage serves business purposes only. We don't interfere in each other's private lives. Second, we keep our finances separate. Neither touches the other's assets. Third, if this partnership ever ends, we part on good terms. No entanglement.
I watched him nervously, but he just let out a low, quiet laugh.
Don't you think you're being a little too cold towards me? Remember, we're legally husband and wife now.
You should understand, there's nothing between us. This is just a business arrangement. I don't want unnecessary trouble.
Trouble? You think I'd be trouble?
In any case, that's settled.
Fine. As you wish, my dear wife. However, there are still formalities to address. We should visit your father sometime next week. The wedding also needs to be properly arranged.
Mr. Moore, the purpose of this alliance has already been fulfilled. Informing our families is enough. A wedding ceremony isn't really necessary, is it?
Even if it's just a marriage of convenience, maintaining appearances in front of our elders is part of our responsibility.
He said it so naturally, as if this marriage was always meant to be celebrated with great fanfare. My resistance suddenly seemed like I was hiding something. I stared into his deep eyes, searching for any trace of jest or calculation. But his gaze was open and honest, even carrying a sense of earnest conviction. Watching his back as he walked up the stairs, my heart inexplicably beat faster. What exactly was Austin after, with all this attention that went far beyond a mere business arrangement? Soon it was the day to visit the Shaw mansion. Austin's car pulled up smoothly at the gate. I was about to unbuckle my seatbelt and get out, but Austin took hold of my hand.
What are you doing? He laced his fingers through mine.
In front of your family, we've got to look convincing. You wouldn't want your father getting the idea we can't stand each other, right?
I shot him an exasperated glare, but let him hold my hand. I mean, no harm in touching a little, right? My father, Brandon Shaw, came out from the courtyard to greet us.
Sweetheart, come here. Let me see if you've lost weight.
Dad, I'm back.
Austin stepped forward, presenting the gift box in both hands.
Mr. Shaw, this is my first visit. I brought a small token. Please accept it.
That's very kind of you. My daughter's got a stubborn streak. If she gives you trouble, I hope you'll let it slide.
My father didn't open the gift right away. Instead, he looked Austin up and down. I knew those polite words were really a father testing his son-in-law.
You're too kind. Brinley is incredibly thoughtful. I'm the lucky one to have her as my wife. I'll take good care of her, and I'll never let anyone hurt her.
My father clapped Austin warmly on the shoulder and led us toward the main hall. I trailed behind, watching Austin's respectful demeanor before my father. A strange feeling stirred in my chest.
This man, who could dominate boardrooms and build empires, was here showing such patience and courtesy, like any ordinary son-in-law intent on earning his father-in-law's approval.
After the family dinner ended, my father walked us to the door and told Austin to take good care of me. We said goodbye to the Shaws and returned to the villa. Then, out of nowhere, Austin extended an unexpected invitation.
The pool is freshly maintained. Want to give it a try?
This was a marriage of convenience. I couldn't always put myself in a weak position. Refusing would only make it look like I was scared of him. I might as well strike first and show him I wasn't someone to be messed with. Fine. Minutes later, dressed in my swimsuit, I stepped out to the pool. Austin was already there. A loose white towel clung precariously at his hips. Beads of water traced the dips of his muscles.
I fought to keep my composure.
You've been watching me for 3 minutes straight.
Have I?
I rose on my toes and let my fingertips skim across his hard abdomen.
With a body like this, you could easily walk a runway.
though I have to say, touching it feels even better. His Adam's apple shifted with a swallow. He reached for my wrist, but I slipped away with a quick flick and turned to leave. Back in my room, I closed the door and slapped my burning cheeks. Stay alert. Colin had once been just as gentle and caring. Look how that ended. This was a marriage of convenience. I could never let myself fall. I thought the whole poolside teasing incident was behind us. I didn't expect him to find a way to get back at me. That night, I returned to the villa. The moment I opened the door, my breath caught in my throat. Austin stood in the living room, bare-chested, his muscles rippling as he moved through his weight training, sweat tracing down the ridges of his back. Suddenly, a sharp metallic clang spattered the quiet. The dumbbell slipped from his grip and crashed to the floor.
Careful!
My body acted on instinct, hurrying forward to steady him. But before I reached the weights, strong arms swept me close. My spine pressed against his burning chest. Sweat from his skin seeped through my thin blouse.
I'm exhausted. Let's rest a little.
I tried to push him away, but my palm landed right on his ABS, firm and smooth. Nah, I couldn't let him win every time. I twisted sharply, driving my knee into his side, then rolled him flat onto the yoga mat. I settled astride his waist, grabbing his arm. Mr. Moore, playing at being helpless with muscles like these? My hand slid down the length of his arm, fingertips tracing every contour until I felt his body tensely under my touch. The intensity in his stare thickened, fierce and unyielding. With a swift motion, he reversed their positions, pinning me beneath him against the mat. His arms braced on either side of my head, his face lowering until the bridge of his nose hovered a breath from mine.
It's just touching enough for you.
His abs pressed against my waist, the heat seeping through the fabric. Flustered and angry, I instinctively drove my knee towards his stomach.
You!
But he was quicker. He caught my ankle in his grip.
Let go of me!
Austin didn't let go. Instead, he leaned even closer. I stared at his face, inches from me, my mind going completely blank. Yet he didn't kiss me. Instead, he reached out and gently plucked a feather from my hair.
There's something in your hair.
Austin straightened and looked down at me.
So, are you planning to move in down there?
The remark jolted me back to myself. Color rushed to my cheeks, creeping hot all the way to my ears. I scrambled up, smoothing my rumpled blouse with quick, embarrassed motions, then shot him a glare.
You did that on purpose!
What do you mean? You're the one who couldn't stop staring at me while I worked out, and then went diving straight into my arms.
I am not staring at you. I was just walking past. And why on earth are you working out in the living room instead of using the gym? What's wrong with you?
The AC in the gym broke.
The AC is broken? Why does this place have so many issues? Maybe you should think about getting a new villa altogether.
I stopped engaging him and escaped upstairs without looking back. I closed the door and leaned against it, gasping for air. There was no denying it, any woman would have been shaken by that kind of lethal charm and physique. Austin knew exactly what he was doing. He reveled in watching me lose composure. My thoughts were a tangled mess. Since walking away from Colin, I had come to understand one truth. No amount of sweet affection could rival the pull of ambition. Tomorrow's business gala, I had to bring my best. The following evening, I arrived in a custom black mermaid gown, making my debut as CEO of Vantage Path Realty. Across the room, Colin arrived with Millie. His gaze locked on me the moment he entered. I paid no mind to the lingering looks. I held my champagne glass lightly and stood at the terrace's edge.
Mrs. Shaw, are you all by yourself?
I turned, my gaze falling on a middle-aged man with a sagging belly and an oily grin. His eyes rolled over me with a greasy boldness.
Running a company of that scale must be exhausting for someone as young as you.
You're flattering me. Vantage Path thrives because of the team behind it.
What team can measure up to a dependable man? If you were with me, you wouldn't have to work so hard.
The hum of conversation dimmed, my expression chilled. I'm afraid you've mistaken me. A woman of my league is nowhere near within your reach.
Ha! Everything has a price, Miss Shaw. Just say the number, stay by my side, and the entire Scott group could be yours.
His hand lifted, thick fingers reaching to pinch my chin. A brutal smack shattered the air. Mr. Scott clutched his burning cheek, his eyes flashing with shock before twisting into rage.
You dared to slap me?
What's wrong with that? Look at yourself. Pathetic, oily, and shameless. Mr. Scott's face contorted as he rolled up his sleeves, until someone abruptly stepped between them. Colin blocked his path.
Mr. Scott, laying hands on a woman hardly suits a gentleman.
Mr. Palmer? I didn't expect you to play the hero.
Colin probably never realized that his little heroic rescue was nothing but a joke in everyone else's eyes.
With Palmer Group stock in freefall, you still have the nerve to meddle? Better worry about your own crumbling empire first.
Colin's face twisted crimson, his fists balling so tightly his knuckles whitened. A sharp retort hovered on his tongue, but the memory of the company's precarious state silenced him.
And you. Don't fool yourself into thinking a pretty face makes you exceptional. At the end of the day, you're just a woman. What could you possibly accomplish, you pathetic whore?
Say that again, I dare you.
Before the insult could leave his mouth, my leg snapped out, striking the back of his knee. He crumpled with a startled cry. In one swift motion, I seized his tie and yanked him down further, pressing his cheek against the floor. I'll make sure you learn what respect really means. The guests were still recovering from the drama when a stir rippled through the entrance of the banquet hall. Austin strode in, surrounded by a team of bodyguards. His eyes locked onto the disheveled Mr. Scott on the floor, and then onto me.
Mr. Moore is here.
Austin walked straight to me. He simply took off his suit jacket and draped it over my shoulders. Then, his gaze cut toward Mr. Scott like a blade.
Mr. Moore, a misunderstanding. All a misunderstanding.
Throw him out. Notify legal. Starting today, the Moore Group will fully attack every single project of Scott Group Real Estate.
Mr. Scott turned Asian, dragged away mercilessly, his pleas fading into the distance. How did you get here?
You're here, so I came.
Austin swept his gaze across the entire hall.
My wife, Brinley. My wife and I have a very good relationship. I advise anyone with ulterior motives to stop spreading rumors with their clumsy tactics. I came today to make sure everyone knows, anyone who dares to touch my wife is making an enemy of the Moore Group. You will bear the consequences.
As soon as he finished, the seasoned businessmen in the room understood immediately. One by one, they came forward to curry favor with me. Even Colin looked my way, his expression complicated.
Brinley, remember how your throat used to get bad every summer? I had someone make you honey lemon tea. Would you like me to? Spare yourself the trouble, Mr. Palmer. I'll take care of my own wife. Instead, why don't you focus on your own? Oh, right. The woman beside you. She's not actually Mrs. Palmer yet, isn't she?
Millie's face went pale instantly. Colin looked as if he'd been struck by lightning. Mr. Palmer, my husband doesn't enjoy socializing. We'll take our leave. Ignoring the embarrassment written all over Colin's face, I took Austin's arm and walked away.
After the gala ended, I was still confused. Why would a man as ruthless and decisive as Austin treat me so well? There had to be a reason. Tonight, I decided to search his study for answers.
I tiptoed into Austin's study and searched every drawer and shelf. I found nothing. Then, at the farthest corner of the study, my fingers brushed against a loose wooden panel. I pressed it gently, and a hidden compartment sprang open. The hidden compartment held a single scroll, carefully wrapped. I unfolded it, and my eyes flew wide in shock. These were my early sketches from the National Design Competition in my sophomore year. On the night of the exhibition, a fire had devoured my booth, reducing every original to ash. I had resigned myself to losing them forever. Yet here they were, perfectly preserved in Austin's study. His voice came from behind me, sudden and cold.
What are you looking for?
In a panic, I shoved the drawer shut and spun around. Nothing, I was just looking around.
Enjoying yourself in my study?
Only then did I realize I was still clutching the rolled sketches. I hastily tucked them behind my back.
What are you holding?
I stiffened my spine and held the sketches out defiantly. Hiding my sketches? Don't you think you owe me an explanation?
I found them by chance. They had a certain spark. Thought they might tie in with a project at Moore Group.
Oh? Since when do you pay attention to university students' designs?
Anything with potential tends to draw my attention.
I rolled the sketches and pressed them firmly against his chest, lifting my chin. I just find it strange that the designs you admire happen to all belong to me. Isn't that quite a coincidence? His gaze dropped to my hand against him. His Adam jawbone bobbed. Then, without warning, he closed the distance. I stumbled back until the edge of the desk stopped my retreat.
It does feel like quite the coincidence. Tell me, Brinley, are you doubting me?
I was only asking.
only asking?
I pushed past him and practically fled the study back to my bedroom. I closed the door and pressed my back against the cool wood, my heart racing. Why had he hidden my university sketches in his secret compartment? What was he really after? Troubled and uncertain, I dialed my father's number. Dad, I need to ask you something. What's really behind this arranged marriage to Austin? After a moment of silence on the other end of the line, my father finally spoke slowly.
That winter, Austin's mother was in a devastating car accident. Your mother risked her life in the pouring rain to save her. Out of gratitude, the Moores proposed a marriage alliance between the two families. You're my only daughter, and the only fitting partner they could offer was their youngest son, Austin.
All these years, the Moores never pursued any other match for Austin because they've been waiting for you. Even when you were with Colin, Austin's father came to me personally. He said that if you ever changed your mind, the arrangement would still be honored.
The call ended. I leaned back against the sofa. Maybe Austin's gentleness towards me, his patience, his indulgence, wasn't affection at all, but repayment of a debt. A knot tightened in my chest. I went to the kitchen to find a drink. I had just pulled open the cabinet when a deep voice came from behind.
Brinley.
Why aren't you in bed?
I heard some noise. Want a drink? Let's go to the rooftop. The breeze will do you good.
The rooftop garden was alive with roses. Austin uncorked the bottle and poured a glass. I raised mine and downed it in a single gulp.
Is this about Colin?
Do you honestly think I'd drink myself still over an ex? I ignored him and downed several more glasses. The alcohol hit me. My cheeks burned.
Colin's a bastard. And Millie's no better. Two shameless bastards. And you, Austin, you're an idiot. Out of all the women you could have chosen, why on earth did you marry me?
Austin was silent for a long moment. Then, quietly, he spoke.
Because I've wanted to marry you since I was 14.
To be honest, I didn't actually catch a word he said because I was already too drunk to function.
I was 14, at a party at the Moore's house. It was the anniversary of my mother's death. My siblings cornered me, calling me a curse, a bringer of misfortune. There were countless faces at that banquet, but only you stood in front of me and drove my bully siblings away. From that moment, I told myself I'd wait for you to grow up. Wait until I could make you my wife. I've waited all these years. And now, you're finally mine.
I tried hard to understand what he was saying, but my eyelids grew heavier and harder. In the end, I only managed a slurred, faint groan before my body gave out, collapsing helplessly into his arms. Austin caught me. He carried me back to the bedroom, lowered me gently onto the bed, and tucked the blanket around me.
Have a nice dream, Brinley.
That night, I slept deeply. In my dream, someone said something, but I couldn't remember a single word. The next morning, I woke up hungover. Austin was already dressed, standing by the window. What time is it?
Still early. But I have something to tell you. Someone from the Moore family has arrived, inviting us to return to the Moore estate for dinner this weekend.
Can I skip it?
Absolutely not. You're my wife, and sooner or later you'll have to meet them.
The sooner you adapt, the easier it'll be.
I had no choice but to agree. Over the next few days, I threw myself into preparations. On my first day out, I headed to the luxury mall and carefully selected a limited edition handbag for Austin's sister. The following afternoon, I attended an auction and secured a notable oil painting for Austin's father. On the third day, I wandered through a tucked-away antique shop and found a weathered but impeccably preserved pocket watch for Austin's eldest brother.
And so, boxes of all sizes piled up in the living room. Austin looked at the pile of gift boxes and smiled at me.
You really don't need to go to so much trouble. They wouldn't mind.
It's my first time visiting your family. I can't risk being impartant. What if they think I'm not good enough for you? Austin didn't argue. He just looked at me, a soft warmth rising in his eyes.
The day we left, I checked the gift list one last time. 12 gifts, worth a small fortune. I took a deep breath and got into the car headed for the Moore estate.
The Moore estate lay in the eastern suburbs of Blairin, nestled halfway up a hill, surrounded by thick camphor trees. The great iron gates swung open as we arrived.
Don't be afraid. I'm here.
Austin took my hand and murmured. I took a deep breath and followed him into the living room. The living room was packed. At the center, seated in the main seat, was an older man with silvering hair, Wesley Moore, Austin's father. Around him stood his eldest brother, second brother, eldest sister, and other relatives. Before I could even greet anyone, Carolyn, Austin's second sister-in-law, was the first to speak up against me.
Oh? So this is Austin's wife. She certainly looks young. But I heard she was married before. The room seemed to freeze instantly.
Everyone's eyes fell on me.
What are you trying to say, Carolyn?
I only meant it out of concern.
There's no need for your concern. We handle our own affairs.
Austin guided me to a seat. Carolyn puffed her lips and didn't dare push further. I lifted my cup politely. I already knew this gathering would be a challenge.
After only a short round of pleasantries, I signaled for the servants to bring in the gifts. Soon, over a dozen beautifully wrapped boxes were arranged neatly in the corner.
Since it's my first time visiting all of you, I brought these gifts. I hope you all like them.
Oh my gosh, Brinley! You are really generous!
Before I could even respond, Ryder, Austin's second brother, eagerly chimed in.
Since it's your first visit, it's thoughtful to prepare gifts. But these must have cost a fortune, right? Our family has always preached restraint. Your extravagance could draw unwanted criticism.
Exactly, Brinley. You ought to be prudent with money. And isn't it Austin's money you're burning?
A cold smile ghosted at my lips. They saw me as an easy target, someone they could lash out at to make Austin look bad. I slid a stack of printed pages from my handbag and set them on the coffee table. Ryder, Carolyn, how about you take a look at these? I chose every gift myself, and yes, they weren't cheap. But I paid for them with my own money. None of it came from Austin. Here are the itemized list, the receipts, and my bank statements. Go ahead and verify them.
Corbett, the son of Austin's second sister-in-law, was the first to pick up the list. He scanned it and drew a sharp breath.
Hold on. This painting is the one from last month's auction?
Yes. I'd heard Mr. Wesley's into paintings, so I made sure to bid on that one.
We're talking $32 million for this painting.
Carolyn refused to believe it. She snatched the list and bank statements and scanned them line by line. But what she didn't know was that I had spent a total of $48,700,000 on these gifts.
No way! This was an arranged marriage. Why would you torch that much money?
If you doubt me, feel free to look into it yourselves. Back then I broke with my family, but I didn't sit around doing nothing. I've built up plenty over the years, using my own savings to buy gifts for my husband's family. Tell me, what's wrong with that? Carolyn, since you feel the gifts are over the top, I'll come empty-handed next time. Carolyn's lips patted as if to fire back, but nothing came out. She had hoped to embarrass me, but instead, she ended up embarrassing herself. The quiet broke when Westlin finally stepped in.
That's enough, Ryder. Why are you being so harsh with Austin's wife? Careful, you might spook her.
With Wesley's public support, I had firmly established my footing in the Moore family. At the banquet, I grew tired of the fake pleasantries and felt suffocated. I excused myself and deliberately avoided the servants, following a small pebble path until I reached a quiet corner, screened by a rose-covered trellis. There stood an old wooden swing. I sat on the swing and let it sway, enjoying the moment of stillness. Before I knew it, I leaned back on the swing and drifted off to sleep until...
Brinley, wake up.
What's wrong?
If I hadn't showed up, you'd probably have slept until morning.
At last, someone found me, sound asleep on the swing. A ring of people surrounded me, all staring wide-eyed. Austin's brother and sister, servants, bodyguards. I jolted fully awake, my face burning crimson, on my very first visit to my husband's family. I had dozed off on the garden swing and drawn an audience. What made it worse was what Wesley said next.
It's late. Stay the night and head out tomorrow.
I knew they were waiting to see if we'd sleep in separate rooms, to use it as evidence of a crumbling marriage. The butler, Caden, escorted us to the master bedroom on the 3rd floor. I stepped inside and froze. The entire room held only one bed.
I'll sleep in the guest room instead.
Why would you do that? You're my wife.
But
No buts. If we end up in separate rooms, they'll whisper that our marriage is falling apart. Once that rumor takes root, they'll only use it against you.
Seeming to notice my nervousness, Austin placed both hands on my shoulders.
Relax. I'm not going to cross any lines with you. Or are you worried I might be harboring improper thoughts?
He left me speechless. I had no choice but to agree. The sound of water was running in the bathroom as Austin took his shower. Alone by the bed, my heart pounded like a drum. Austin came out of the shower, steam still clinging to him. I snapped my gaze upward, feigning fascination with the ceiling.
Time to turn in.
He stretched out on the far edge, leaving me plenty of space. I lay stiffly on the other side, facing away, not daring to move. The lamp clicked off, leaving only moonlight. The room was so quiet I could hear our breathing. Austin's low voice cut through the darkness.
Still awake?
yes.
Having trouble getting used to this?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy your little nap in the garden today?
Don't bring that up.
It just looked like you were fond of that swing.
Honestly, it felt a lot cozier than sitting stiffly in the living room.
Think of this as your home too, and drop in whenever you want.
I froze at his words. Home? I had never imagined the Moore estate could be my home. After a long silence, I finally couldn't hold it in any longer. Austin, you often manipulate people? Even me?
In the Moore family, if I don't stay 3 steps ahead, I'll fall into someone else's trap. I won't let that happen. And I won't let you get hurt.
There was no mockery in his tone, no shield of arrogance, only raw honesty. I was stunned.
I see.
I remembered what Wesley had told me in private.
Brinley, you may have heard. Austin's mother passed away the day after he was born. He grew up without a mother's love, so he's cold and sharp-tongued, seemingly distant. But he's not bad at heart. He just doesn't know how to care for others. You're his wife, so try to be understanding. If he ever mistreats you, tell me, and I'll set him straight.
Something complicated twisted inside my chest. Learning Austin had grown up in such a cold, barren household suddenly explained why he buried his emotions so deeply. So I decided to show him more kindness. Late one night, I saw Austin still working, so I brought him a cup of herbal tea. Still busy?
Almost finished. Why aren't you asleep yet?
I couldn't sleep, so I brought you some milk. Austin closed his laptop and took a sip. As he lowered the cup, his elbow brushed the desk drawer, and it slid open. I looked down and gasped. Inside the drawer wasn't paperwork, but a neatly arranged collection of racing models. In the center sat a bright red car marked with the word Rosara. On its plate was engraved 2020 Ciraro Grand Prix Champion Car.
That had been my final championship before retired, and my alias in the racing world was exactly Rosar. I stared at the red racing car model. Just as I was about to ask him why he had this model and why it was placed in such a conspicuous spot, he spoke casually.
You like these racing models? I picked these up back when I was obsessed with racing. They've just been sitting there since.
You used to race?
Yeah, there was a period when I was fascinated by it, but once I took charge of the company, I stopped. Why do you ask?
Nothing. Just, these models are so finely crafted.
Bought them on a whim. Are you into racing too?
A little. The thrill of speed has always drawn me in. I glanced down, fearful of revealing too much. Could it be that he already knew who I really was? Was he deliberately showing me his interest in racing?
The faster you go, the more dangerous it gets.
Yeah. You should get some rest. Don't stay up too late.
All right.
I practically rushed out of the study. Back in my room, I leaned against the door, my mind replaying the sight of that red racing car. That red race car was the very one I had driven to victory, a championship model produced D in fewer than 50 units worldwide. How did Austin come to own one?
In the days that followed, I found myself watching Austin. At dinner, whenever racing was mentioned on the sports news, he had sharp insights. He could break down a racer's split-second mistake, identify an engine failure, or point out technical details that even engineers might overlook. That Friday night, a replay of a classic race came on. It was my final race before retirement. When the camera panned over the stands, a hooded figure in the corner bore an unsuckling resemblance to Austin. I pretended to test him casually.
That racer was incredible. Her last race was unforgettable.
She was good.
You watched it?
I saw a replay with a client.
I decided to test him again. I left a racetrack design where he would easily see it.
That curve's drawn the wrong way. It's dangerous and can cause accidents.
How do you know that?
From virtual racing simulations. Angles like that when reversed always causes skids.
His expression was so straightforward. Maybe I really was reading too much into it.
A few days later, the government announced a tender for a racing-themed real estate project. A 500-acre complex, open to all companies. This project fit me to perfection, like it was carved out of my own ambitions.
You're planning to bid?
Absolutely.
That's a brutal timeline. Government permits, sponsor coordination, motorsport certifications. Your company alone can't shoulder all that.
I know it won't be easy, but we need a milestone to prove us.
Want my help? Moore Group has a team that knows every corner of this system. The government, the association. I can line up the funding anytime.
With his backing, the project would be mine for the taking, yet I shook my head. No need. I want to do this on my own.
Why?
Because this company is my battleground. The Moore Group is powerful, and your network is unmatched, but I refuse to spend my life buried in another's shadow. I don't want people to remember me only as Austin's wife, or the Shaw family's daughter. I want them to say, Brinley stands out, and so does her company. And Austin, you're also standing behind me, aren't you? A low chuckle escaped him as he reached out and ruffled my hair.
You're right. I'll have your back. If this is what you want, then go for it. Just promise me you won't wear yourself out. And if anything crops up that you can't handle, come to me first.
Weeks drifted past like a breath, and before long, the evening of the Racing Association's banquet was upon them. I had planned to show up solo, but Austin insisted on going with me, swearing he'd keep to the background as the quiet plus one. With my arm hooked through Austin's, I crossed the threshold into the gilded hall, attention snapping towards us at once. Stares drifted our way, some curious, some appraising, and some brimming with outright hostility.
Looks like my wife is drawing more eyes than the project tonight.
Sure enough, Colin and Millie had shown up as well. Colin strode in wearing a tailored gray suit, 2 tumblers of amber whiskey balanced in his hands. His eyes lingered on me a moment longer than courtesy allowed.
Brinley, Mr. Moore. What a surprise running into you here.
Mr. Palmer, are you here for the same project?
Yes. But tell me, Brinley, what brings you here today?
That isn't something you need to concern yourself with. Austin smoothly slid a glass of champagne into my hand, his movement casual yet deliberate as he blocked Colin's line of sight.
From what I recall, Palmer Group's strengths lie in commercial real estate,
Taking on a racing-themed project might prove more difficult than expected. Don't worry, we've brought in a seasoned team. Tell me, Mr. Moore, are you competing for the project as well? I'm only here to accompany my wife. Whatever she wants to do, I'm behind her 100%.
While we moved, I felt Colin's stare press between my shoulder blades and sensed a second, colder stare lingering at the edge of the lights.
Doesn't it seem a bit reckless for Mrs. Moore, who's never even sat in a go-kart, to jump into a racing-themed real estate project? Maybe with Mr. Moore paving the way, any project turns into a sure thing?
The cluster of socialites went quiet, lips flattening as their gazes flicked back and forth between me and Austin. Seems you're awfully invested in me, Miss Russell. Mr. Dion is respected for his integrity. He despises those who attempt to use their influence to sway his decisions. Are you suggesting he'd entrust the project to an unqualified party?
I didn't mean anything by it.
Then you should think before you speak next time.
A ripple of muffled laughter stirred through the crowd. Millie's lashes trembled, her eyes brimming, as if on the verge of spilling over. She's sending Colin a helpless, wounded look, but to her surprise, Colin didn't even glance at her.
Mr. Moore, Millie crossed the line. I owe you an apology on her behalf. You should keep your wife in line. It would reflect poorly on you if she continues to embarrass herself.
Austin tightened his hold on me and steered me away without a backward glance. Once we reached a quiet terrace, I released a sharp little huff of annoyance. Austin slipped off his suit jacket and settled it over my shoulders, the fabric carrying his warmth and chasing off the chill in the night air.
Does that count as revenge well served? People like Millie deserve to be put in their place.
I asked you to stay put, but you insisted on coming anyway.
All right, blame me. You and Colin, there truly isn't any possibility left between you?
There is nothing left between him and me. We're done. From now on, my only focus is my company. Austin didn't answer, though a faint, knowing curve touched his lips. Just as we were lost in thought about the track design, the project manager appeared. Grayson came towards us.
Mr. Moore, Mrs. Moore, apologies for the delay. I was tied up in a discussion with a few experts about the track planning. I didn't realize you'd arrived already. There's no need for apologies, Mr. Delon. My wife has a keen interest in this project, so I thought it best to bring her here.
Mrs. Moore, you've accomplished quite a lot for someone so young. I even heard from Mr. Palmer that your team has been coming up with some bold ideas. Still, in the end, only the best plan will take the prize, won't it?
No sooner had the words left my mouth than Colin approached with Millie and suddenly joined our conversation.
Mr. Delon, both my team and Brinley's are approaching this with genuine sincerity. Perhaps we should use this chance to go over the project's exact requirements together?
Mrs. Moore, a racing project is highly specialized. Don't you think you're out of your depth? For example,
I've done my research, thanks. FIA Grade 2 circuits require honeycomb aluminum buffers areas. My team has been studying these standards for quite some time. Here's our preliminary cross-section. The curve has a 12-degree incline, exactly in line with international regulations. If you'd like, my assistant can forward you the detailed specs.
Millie was left speechless by my reduction.
Trying to compete with me on racing? You're still way too green.
You've certainly done your homework, Mrs. Moore. But a racing-themed real estate development isn't only about the track. You also have to manage commercial operations, balancing professional events, public attractions, securing sponsors, and creating a sustainable business model. That kind of experience doesn't come from blueprints alone.
Mr. Palmer, you make a valid point. But in the end, expertise is the solid ground beneath it all. If we can't guarantee a safe track, then all the dazzling operations are nothing more than hollow talk.
Mrs. Moore, you're absolutely right. Safety always comes first.
Colin's face hardened, though he chose not to push back. Beside him, Millie watched me sit at the center of attention, her nails digging into the silk of her dress. Trailing after Colin, Millie slowed her steps, and as she crossed paths with me, she gave a sharp shoulder bump.
Don't get cocky. This project won't fall into your hands.
I didn't bother answering. My calm gaze followed Millie's retreating figure with a detached coolness. Millie never understood that schemes couldn't replace skill.
The day before the bidding conference arrived quickly. I had already submitted my proposal and was preparing for the defense when Corbin suddenly burst in. Brinley, bad news. Someone filed an anonymous report claiming our proposal plagiarized a case from Flanga.
The conference room froze. A heavy silence dropped over the table, and every gaze locked on me. I accepted the letter without haste, my slender fingers brushing over the stark words.
Is this worth losing composure over? A single complaint doesn't define plagiarism. They said they'll reevaluate our proposal. What if there is no what if? Gather every detail and highlight the heart of our proposal. That racing park doesn't have these core features. That's what sets us apart. Later that afternoon, I entered the client's company, my demeanor steady and composed. At the conference room, I was received by the Secretary General overseeing the event, a dignified older man with gold-rimmed glasses.
Mrs. Moore, here are the complaint materials. Please review them. The opposing party alleges that both your track layout and the spectator area design bear a striking resemblance to the Flunga project.
I flipped open the document, scanning the neatly formatted complaint.
Anyone with an ounce of discernment could see the truth. Their idea might share a faint resemblance, but the execution lived in an entirely different league. First of all, Flunga did not invent the track concept. At least 5 international circuits have incorporated similar layouts. Second, my proposal introduces 3 distinctive features that Flunga's design does not even touch. Supported by my intricate schematics and data, my case stood ironclad, leaving no space for argument. Elisha's head bobbing faster and faster, his voice bursting with admiration.
This isn't plagiarism at all. You've elevated the work. You've outshone the original. Brilliant!
Mr. Elisha issued a clarification statement on the official website, put an end to the storm. But I knew this was just an appetizer. The bidding conference was still ahead. On the eve of the big presentation, I was still in my study rehearsing my defense speech over and over. Austin walked in with a tray and placed a bowl of hot soup beside my hand. Why are you still awake?
I was waiting for you. You look exhausted.
He sat down next to me and flipped through my design sketches. I keep thinking, what if...
There's no what if. The plan you've drawn up is already more than enough.
You didn't even make it to the last page.
I don't need to. The way you spent night after night fine-tuning every parameter told me enough. You were destined to win.
His words warmed my heart.
This concept is daring, but it has something magnetic about it.
What if they say it isn't professional?
Professionality isn't about clinging to rigid rules. Real master lies in blending contradictions until they feel like harmony.
I dropped my gaze to my lap. The tight knot in my chest finally loosened. Austin, what if I don't win this project? The moment the words slipped out, regret stabbed through me. I never exposed my fears. But tonight, with Austin watching me so intently, the anxieties I had buried refused to stay hidden. Austin poured a glass of warm water and handed it to me. I accepted it, my fingertips brushing against the warm surface, and a faint calm seeped through my restless chest.
You don't need to force it. If this project slips by, wait for the next one. Your ability will eventually shine. But to me, your health matters more than any deal. I'll stand behind you.
I never asked you to support me.
I know you didn't. I just want to.
I have to admit that at this moment, I truly felt attracted to him. However, I know that our relationship is merely a business marriage, and I shouldn't invest too much genuine emotion in it. Thank you.
Come on, time to call it a night. You've got a speech in the morning.
The next day, the atmosphere at the venue was suffocating with tension. I stood off stage, my posture rigid as Colin presented his proposal. Colin appeared in a tailored charcoal suit, his tie knotted with meticulous precision.
Our concept integrates racing with gaming, a dual theme designed to draw in massive crowds. Business thrives on profit, not on sentiment.
Soon, Colin's defense came to an end, and thunderous applause erupted from the audience. Brinley, it's our turn. I took a deep breath and walked onto the stage in my high heels.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Brinley Moore, representing Vantage Path Realty.
I didn't dive straight into my proposal. Instead, the lights dimmed as a video began to play. Sheets of rain pounded a racetrack. while a scarlet race car skidded out on a slick curve. It slammed into a cushioned buffer zone and bounced back intact. The racer climbed out, unharmed.
The foundation of my design is speed, built on safety. Standard safety zones measure 8 meters. I've expanded mine to 10, and the crash-absorbing material surpasses international strength requirements.
I lifted my hand, gesturing toward the screen, and continued. This particular curve was tested 7 times before we finalized its incline at precisely 14.5 degrees.
This setup gives professional racers the rush of raw speed while still allowing casual players to enjoy the track without fear.
A touch steeper and the track is treacherous, a touch flatter and the thrill vanishes.
Right. Our team spent 3 months at the test grounds, trying out a dozen different surface materials before locking in the one that gripped perfectly at this incline.
For the next 40 minutes, I laid open the blueprint like a jewelist displaying a rare gem. From the concealed drainage grids beneath the track to the custom-built seating designed for spectators, I presented every element with steady confidence and precision.
Down in the audience, Colin sat rigid, his nails biting into his palms.
The defense ended smoothly, and the Q&A session began. The atmosphere instantly grew tense.
Mrs. Moore, your proposal is solid and professional, but the budget is 15% higher than Palmer Group's. For a government project, cost control is critical.
Paying 15% more just to gain a 20% bump in safety isn't worth it. My plan meets 80% of the safety standard and still keeps spending under control. Chasing perfection can turn into a liability when it strays too far from practicality.
Mr. Palmer, a racing project can't be judged by budget alone. Every fraction of added safety could mean the difference between life and death in a crisis. With a few clicks, I displayed a chart on the screen and went on. Here are last year's global racetrack accident statistics. Nearly 80% of severe crashes happened in that 20% safety gap.
Mrs. Moore makes an excellent point. Safety is the line that can never be crossed in racing.
What followed turned into a sharp exchange between me and Colin. He dismissed my operational model as overly idealistic, and I countered with precise customer flow predictions. I exposed the hidden flaws in his drainage design, while he fired back with supplemental test data to defend it. When the judges moved into the final voting stage, the hall grew so still that the scratch of pens against paper cut through the silence. By the time the staff began tallying them, cold sweat had already traced down my back.
I'm confident this project is mine.
Shut up.
The results are now being announced.
The host slowly pulled out the envelope and read out the scores.
Brinley Moore, 92.5. Colin Palmer, 92. By the slimmest margin of half a point, Vantage Path Realty takes the win.
The hall burst into thunderous applause. For a heartbeat, I stood frozen, unable to process it. Corbin wrapped me in a jubilant hug, bouncing with unstrained joy. My gaze drifted instinctively toward the back of the judges' table. Across the sea of people, Austin's eyes found mine. He smiled warmly, his expression carrying a tenderness that seemed to spill beyond words. When I stepped down from the stage, Colin waited at the bottom of the stairs. His suit was creased, his tie astray, a thin, bitter smile on his face.
Half a point.
Mr. Palmer, your proposal was indeed meticulous. Unfortunately,
I don't really understand racing. I thought commercial benefits were what mattered, but I forgot. The heart of this project is the track itself. Now I understand why we broke up. From the very start, love only survives on sincerity and honesty. Brinley,
Enough. Colin parted his lips, but his gaze flicked past my shoulder. Seeing the Austin behind me, he forced a bitter smile instead. He turned and walked toward the exit, his back bent. Austin handed me a large bouquet of sunflowers.
What's got you so lost in thought?
It's nothing, thank you.
What exactly are you thanking me for?
For the flowers.
That's all I get? Just words?
As thanks, I'll buy you dinner tomorrow. Do you have time?
Of course, I'll make time for you.
I avoided Austin's burning gaze and turned to leave. The bouquet remained clutched tightly against my chest, but my mind was already circling back to the dinner invitation for tomorrow. With the project coming to an end, it was time for me to have a clear conversation with Austin, because Austin had been going out of his way for me lately, and his constant kindness left me more unsettled than grateful. In the private room of the restaurant, Austin had already ordered ahead all my favorite dishes. Austin, I need to thank you for your support in the project.
You are my wife. Whatever concerns you naturally concerns me.
That's not what I mean. We both know this is an arranged marriage, so you don't need to be so kind to me. Still, you look after my daily life and offer help whenever I'm in trouble. Why are you treating me this well?
So, in your eyes, all this kindness must come with strings attached?
Of course. In our world, favors don't come free. We began with a deal, not romance. If there's a reason behind what you're doing, just lay it out. After everything you've done for me, I'm willing to grant your wish if I can. My words cut short when his fingertip flicked gently against my forehead. It wasn't painful, but it carried the unmistakable feel of quiet reproach.
Brinley, what goes on in that mind of yours?
I just don't want to end up indebted to anyone.
And if I told you I have no hidden agenda? What if the reason I treat you well is simply because I choose to?
No way!
This isn't about gain. Every kindness I've shown you is free of calculation.
Austin's gaze was incredibly sincere. He said something to me that I never would have imagined hearing in my entire life.
Brinley, I'm in love with you.
My mind erupted in static. Heat rushed across my skin, painting my cheeks and climbing to the tips of my ears. When I tried to form words, my throat betrayed me. You can't be serious. Do you even know what you're saying?
I mean every word. What I feel for you isn't a passing fancy. I know this must feel abrupt. You don't need to say anything right now. All I want is for you to believe me. What I feel is real.
Without realizing it, I had grown used to Austin's steady presence, to the way his care always seemed to reach me before I even asked. And now, after hearing his confession, my heart hadn't recoiled. There was no urge to flee. Austin, I'm not ready to give you an answer yet.
That's fine. I can wait.
That's not what I mean. I realize I've come to rely on you more than I expected, so I need a little time to see if my feelings for you might grow into something more. But I can't promise I'll fall for you. And if it doesn't work out, you have to let me go.
Brinley, are you putting me on a trial run?
What else can I do? You can't force love. It takes time.
Okay. Whether you end up loving me or not, I'll make sure this trial shows you I'm worth choosing.
I snuck a glance at him, catching his gentle smile. My heart skipped, and I quickly focused on my plate. The idea of trying to love him, it didn't seem so bad after all. After that, the atmosphere between Austin and I grew subtle. I began to pour more energy into the racing project's groundbreaking ceremony, letting our relationship take its natural course. Life remained uneventful until that day when I received an email at the construction site. I tapped it open, and the golden crest of the association blazed on the screen. The message was short but carried a gravity that hit my chest like a weight. It was an invitation, summoning me to the annual exhibition race under the alias Rosara. For years, FIA had continued to send me invitations. But once I chose a life with Colin, I shut the door on racing. I discarded trophies and racing suits. I had convinced myself that the racer once called Rosara was buried for good, yet this email, like a key slipping into a forgotten lock, unsealed memories I thought I'd lost forever.
Mrs. Moore, the workers said they need to adjust the slope. Do you want to double check?
Snap back to the moment. I quickly flipped my tablet face down on the table.
I just sent you the measurements. Make sure to stick to them.
Alone under the canopy, I lifted the tablet again. My finger lingered over the reply button, wavering. Attending meant slipping back into my racing suit and grasping the steering wheel. Skipping it felt like turning my back on the spark reigniting within me.
Taking a deep breath, I tapped the screen and typed, "I'm in." In the days that followed, I led a double life. By day, I was the sharp project leader. By night, I trained in secret. One morning, as I crept back from training, I found Austin on the sofa, holding my fitness tracker, its screen still displaying my recent workout stats.
Where were you?
Just did some stretches in the gym. Too much desk time makes my back ache.
You haven't been sleeping well lately. Are you overwhelmed with the project?
Just a little. Things will get better soon. I'm heading to the company now. Clutching the tracker, I hurried out. I didn't want Austin to know about my participation in the exhibition race yet. For now, I decided to keep him in the dark. A few nights later, I returned home and passed by Austin's study. The door was slightly ajar. I nearly walked by, but something on the desk caught my eye, stopping me cold. There, bathed in lamplight, sat an envelope bearing the same Golden Frost Racing Selglum as the one hidden in my car. Had Austin received an invitation too? Austin's voice came from the study. I had been caught, so I had no choice but to push the door open and walk in.
You're back.
My eyes darted to the envelope, my breathing measured. Yeah. What's this? It looks quite fancy.
It's an invitation from FIA. They want me to join the exhibition race.
Exhibition race? Are you going?
I haven't decided yet. What do you think?
You shouldn't go. The words slipped out before I could stop them, and I instantly regretted it. My response was too quick, too telling.
Oh? Why?
I forced a neutral tone, but panic was already rising inside me.
You're Austin Moore, a man worth billions. Why bother with a showy race? It's dangerous. What if there's an accident?
An accident? You think I will lose?
It's not about that. It's not worth it. A loss would be humiliating, and an injury would derail everything.
Austin gently tilted my chin up. He leaned in, his breath grazing my face.
You seem awfully worried about me racing. Why is that?
You're imagining things. I'm just being realistic.
Is that so? Then why do you look so on edge? Are you hiding something from me?
His eyes, deep and searching, seemed to pierce through my defenses. For a moment, I nearly blurted out the truth, but I clamped down on the words. Stop being silly. What would I even be keeping from you? He didn't probe further, but from then on, he would appear without warning, always armed with a probing question. And what unnerved me most was that he had started watching replays of actual races.
This driver's angle is risky. What do you think?
Looks impressive.
I think he could improve his throttle control. He's not managing the power delivery smoothly through the corners.
He was right. That was the biggest weakness of that racer, and that had been my exact thought when I watched the race back then. How did Austin catch it so quickly? You really know a lot about racing.
Just a little?
Was this another test? Did he already suspect something? Later that night, I lay in bed, restless and unable to sleep. After a long stretch of hesitation, I finally picked up my phone and dialed a number I had deliberately kept out of reach for years. It was Warren, my former teammate.
Hello? Rosara? Wow, it's been ages since you last called me.
Warren, I need to ask you something. Do you know Austin Moore?
Austin Moore? Oh, I've actually crossed paths with him. He was incredible when he dabbled in rally. Even though he never went pro, he was easily one of the best in the amateur circuit. We even raced against each other once.
His cornering skills, honestly, they were more daring than some professionals I know.
My hand trembled so hard I nearly dropped my phone. So Austin's claim was true. He had once dabbled in racing, and his skills were surprisingly sharp.
What's the matter? Why are you suddenly asking about him?
Oh, nothing, just curious.
Warren, I'll have to call you back. Something just came up. I hung up and sat on my bed, unable to steady my thoughts. I had assumed Austin was only mildly curious about racing, but knowing how good he truly was unsettled me. Would he really take part in that exhibition race? No matter what. I decided to compete, and my goal was to win. No matter who my opponent is or how strong they are, I would beat them. As the exhibition race drew closer, I drove to the private racetrack in the mountains outside the city to get familiar with the track in advance. The track lay hidden among the hills, open only to a select few, but well known within racing circles as a training ground for professionals. I put on oversized sunglasses and a mask, changed into my custom red fireproof suit woven with subtle rose patterns, fastened my helmet, and walked toward Jensen, my longtime friend and mechanic.
Rosara! I can't believe you actually came.
Jensen, is the car ready?
Of course. The red one, modified just like your old setup.
I walked over, running my fingertips lightly along the hood of the red car. Its sleek contours gleamed under the light, and the small rose emblem on the side had been my signature on the track.
Thank you, Jensen.
The voice changer set up. Here.
I put on the earpiece, opened the door, and slid into the driver's seat. The moment my hands gripped the steering wheel, my blood began to boil. When the engine roared to life, its deep growl was like a beast awakening, vibrating through the seat with raw power.
Rosara, do you want a warm-up lap?
No need. I snapped my seatbelt into place. The red race car launched from the pit like a shot, slicing through the air. At the first turn, I cranked the wheel, the car drifting through the corner at its limit, tires screaming. After 2 laps, my old rhythm clicked back into place. On the final corner, I held off braking for an extra knoll, cellic 3 decatic seconds, letting the car dive into the turn with reckless flair, its tail brushing dangerously close to the barrier. It was my signature move from years ago. Jensen's voice crackling through the earpiece, brimming with excitement.
Perfect.
I had just begun to relax when a new roar erupted from the track's entrance. In the rearview mirror, a black race car streaked in like a bolt of lightning, carving through corners with surgical precision. I froze, my eyes locked on the car. Its cornering angles and throttle control were hauntingly familiar, echoing my old rival, Nightblade. The black car closed in fast, pulling alongside me on the straight. Both cars rolled to a stop at the pit entrance. The black car's door swung open, and a man in a sleek black racing suit stepped out. As he removed his helmet, sharp features emerged. My breath caught. Austin? How could he be here? Austin was startled by my appearance. But since my retirement, the rose emblem had become a lucky charm for some, so he probably couldn't confirm my identity.
First time here?
I deepened my voice, letting the voice changer blunt my tone.
Heard this track was open for practice, so I thought I'd have some fun.
Interesting mods. Who built this for you?
A friend's gift. I don't understand modifications. As long as it drives, it's fine. Austin stepped closer, stopping by my driver's side.
Is that so? That late braking on the last corner was bold. Skill or dumb luck?
Just messing around. Since there's nothing else to do, I'll continue practicing driving.
A chill ran down my spine. I didn't answer, slamming the accelerator. The red car surged out of the pit. From the rearview mirror, I caught Austin standing with his hands in his pockets, staring firmly at me. His deep knowledge of racing, a flicker of suspicion, began to glow within me. In my mind, Austin's image blurred and overlapped with my memory of Nightblade. Nightblade had been just as mysterious as I was. Could it be? The exhibition race hadn't even begun, yet everything had already become so complicated.
During dinner, Austin suddenly brought up what happened that afternoon.
I stopped by a private racetrack this afternoon. Met a racer worth noticing.
I froze for an instant, masking my surprise with feigned interest. Oh? What kind of racer?
Wore a rose-patterned helmet. Drove a red car. The modifications were clever.
I tried hard to keep my expression neutral. A rose-patterned helmet? That's unusual. Were they better than you?
Hard to judge. Straight line speed was average, but the cornering was bold, almost reckless.
Sounds professional enough, but I don't know much about racing.
Is that so?
Austin was like a hunter. He had his prey in sight, but instead of striking, he circled patiently. The subtle pressure of his probing was far more unnerving than an open confrontation. You seem to remember that racer's car awfully well. Tell me, Austin, are you interested in the one wearing the rose-patterned helmet?
I'm more invested in the woman sitting here with me than in any racer hidden behind a helmet.
You really are a shameless sweet tinker. The dinner carried a quiet undercurrent. A strange feeling stirred in my chest. Logic told me to be wary, yet somehow a quiet spark of anticipation was building inside me.
I had planned to compete in the exhibition race directly as Rosera, but somehow the news leaked that I, Brinley Shaw Moore myself, would be entering the race. The news spread quickly online, and a flood of criticism came my way. Some said I was hyping the project, others accused me of being unprofessional. Just as I was worrying about it, I received a call from Austin.
Where are you?
I just left the office.
Did you see those rumors floating around online?
Yeah. Do you want me to handle it?
I knew Austin could squash the gossip effortlessly, but that wasn't my style. No, I've got this. I signed up for the exhibition race, so this mess is on me to clean up. The way to clean up this mess was simple. Get on the track and shut everyone up with my performance. And this was actually a blessing in disguise. I could now train openly in front of Austin, letting him believe I was just a rookie cramming at the last minute, never connecting me to Rosara.
The day before the International Racing Exhibition, Austin came to find me, his expression serious.
Tomorrow, a few retired champions will be on the track. And don't underestimate the younger racers. Some of them are really impressive. Don't push yourself too hard. Just keep it safe. Even if you don't place, no one will blame you.
Relax, I know my limits. I'm treating it as a bit of fun. As long as I finish, I'll be satisfied. If I manage not to come in last, that's already a win.
Austin just gave a soft laugh and didn't say anything more.
By the way, I heard Nightblade's showing up for the exhibition race?
Austin's grip on the wheel faltered just slightly.
That's what people are saying.
Wow, this is huge! In his prime, he was a force to reckon with. Too bad he vanished without warning. What do you think brings him back this point?
You sound a little too intrigued.
Well, he is a legend after all. And honestly, your knowledge of racing has always felt more than casual. Do you actually know him?
Why don't you take a guess?
The sudden shift hit me like a jolt.
Tell me this. What do you know about Rosera?
Just heard about her. Rosera used to be one of the big names. She even went up against Nightblade. It's a shame she slipped away just as suddenly as he did. Doesn't it strike you as odd? They both retired around the same time, and now they're both stepping back into the spotlight together. Do you think maybe they've had some kind of connection?
Possibly.
Austin and I kept testing each other like this, and I grew more and more eager for tomorrow's exhibition race.
The International Exhibition Race was held at a professional circuit on the city's outskirts, with 30 racers competing. I parked in a secluded corner of the competitors' slot, donning a plain gray work jacket and tucking my long hair under a cap. I had just popped the trunk to change into my race car when a local racer approached with two of his companions.
Well, look who's here. Brinley, what's up?
What's up?
It's rare to see a real estate developer at a racetrack.
I heard you can't even pull off a drift.
Tell you what, take a 1-minute head start. Maybe then you'll be able to keep up.
The nearby racers erupted in laughter. Ignoring them, I swung open the car door and settled into the driver's seat. As I moved to close it, Jason, one of the other racers, leaned on the frame.
How about a bet? If you make it through the first lap, I'll eat this car.
Step back. No sooner had I shake off those unreasonable men than a swarm of reporters surrounded me.
Mrs. Moore, are you just entering this race to promote your real estate project? Some professional drivers claim you don't even understand the track rules. What's your response to that?
It's rumored that you stole a spot that should go to real racers. Care to comment?
Go home and enjoy your life of luxury! Does Mr. Moore know you're out here embarrassing yourself?
I gripped the steering wheel tighter, a cold sneer curling in my heart. The broadcast cut in sharply. The first round was about to begin. I pressed down on the accelerator and eased into the starting line.
At the trackside betting screen, my odds was 1 in 100. Almost everyone had bet I would be knocked out in the first round.
Miss Russell put money down that she'd crash out in the first round.
I bet she won't even survive the first curve. A rich lady like her can't handle this kind of heat.
I pulled down my helmet visor, shutting the world out. Inside, there was only my breathing and the low rum of the engine. The light vanished, and the moment I let go of the clutch, Balin and Jackson closed in like sliding walls, forcing me towards the middle. Gravel sprayed up by their tires, rattled sharply against my car, but in that moment of chaos, I found my opening. I slammed the brakes, the car jolting downward, then floored the accelerator in the same breath. The engine roared like a wild beast, and the white car shot forward at a ground-hugging angle, sliding between them in a daring move, smoke curling from my tires.
She's insane!
Before the spectators' gasps even faded, I was already surging ahead, catching the moment when the lead car slowed for the curve, and in one breathtaking maneuver, I overtook 2 cars in quick succession. Up ahead, the first series of S-curves loomed. I showed no hesitation, not even thinking about slowing down. The white car disappeared into the shadows of the bend, then tore through at an angle that seemed to defy physics, slipping through the inside lane to overtake.
Unbelievable! She's just pulled off an insane dive bomb! That's a maneuver so dangerous even seasoned pros rarely dare to use it!
The jeers around the track fell silent all at once. The bettors who had been loudly laughing moments earlier now gaped at the streak of white, cutting past car after car. By halfway through the second lap, I had clawed my way up to third place. Jason rammed into the back of my car on the straight, trying to throw me off balance, but I didn't falter. Instead, I used the jolt to my advantage, hit the accelerator again, and forced my way past him on the right.
She's insane! Completely insane!
At the last bend, the lead racer had just started into the curve when a flash of white filled his mirror. My car skimmed so close to the guardrail that sparks flew from the tires. As soon as I crossed the finish line, the timer stopped at 1 minute and 47 seconds. I had beaten the track record by a full 2 seconds. I pulled off my helmet, shaking my damp hair free, and cast a calm glance at the speechless grandstand. Those who had mocked me could only gaze in disbelief. At the betting booths, chaos reigned. Lines snooped out the door, 10 times thicker than before. The ones who had mocked me earlier were now frantically shoving money forward.
I'm switching my bet. Brinley's making top 3 for sure. Put me down for 5,000. She can go head-to-head with Night Owl.
The final began. A dozen cars exploded off the line like arrows. At the very first corner, 2 cars collided. I jerked the wheel sharply, slipping past the wreck with inches to spare. Ballard seized chaos, swerving aggressively into my path. My car lurched violently, swaying so close to the safety wall it nearly clipped it. On the track, Jackson intentionally blocked my inside line on a slow corner. I downshifted hard, the car skidding at a razor-sharp angle before hugging the inside lane and shooting past him. Cleanly. I knew that the skills I had just showed had completely revealed my identity as Rosara, so I went all out and floored the accelerator. The black race car, driven by Nightblade, seemed to be competing with me. It sped up as well. The final entered its last 3 laps. Only 5 cars remained. I had climbed into second, pressing hard at Austin's tail. Ballard, blinded by rage, veered recklessly on the straight, swiping toward me. On pure instinct, I yanked the handbrake and spun the wheel. The car went into a perfect sideways drift. Using the inertia, I threaded through the impossibly narrow gap between Ballard and the wall, even wilder than anything Rosara had ever done. Side by side, the black car and the white car tore into the bend together, tires screaming as they fought for the same line. The finish line was just ahead. Nightblade and I slammed the accelerator almost simultaneously. And our 2 cars crossed the line, side by side.
A tie for first place! Nightbleed and Brinley Moore! Identical times!
I uncasped my helmet and pulled it free. Sweat tracing down my temples, the breeze made me shiver. Not from fear, but from exhilaration.
The black car's door swung open, and the black-suited racer stepped out, walking toward the podium. I followed behind him, my heart pounding like crazy. On the podium, we both extended our hands. The moment our palms met, I laughed. Nightbraid?
Looks like we've each been keeping secrets.
Behind the podium, Valland and Jackson stood cloaked in shadow, their faces stiff with frustration. A sea of reporters surged closer.
What do you have to say about Brinley's run? Not long ago, you claimed she couldn't even drift.
She just got lucky. Was it luck that let her break through every block you threw at her?
Was it luck that put her neck and neck with Nightblade?
The racers who had mocked me earlier now stared at the ground, their bravado drained speechless.
Up in the VIP seats, Millie stared at her phone, her face ghostly pale. The smear campaign she'd orchestrated lay exposed. Screenshots of burner accounts and comment threads plastered across the feed. Online users who had once mocked me now switched sides. Mainstream outlets flipped their narratives, praising my professional racing skills.
Colin stood at the edge of the stage, unable to tear his gaze away. Under the spotlight, Nightblade and I lifted the gleaming trophy together, my smile stripped of its usual restraint, shining with unshakable confidence.
In that instant, he understood the woman he'd lost was never a substitute. What he had let slip through his fingers was me, Brinley myself, singular and irreplaceable. When the ceremony drew to a close, reporters surged toward me in a tide of flashing lights.
Mrs. Moore, were you and Nightweave acquainted before today? Your driving style resembles that of a retired legend. Did you ever receive formal training?
I smiled, about to answer, when Austin's hand gently landed on my shoulder.
Because she is Rosara.
The room erupted in shock. I didn't deny it. I just turned my head and met his eyes. And Nightblade, are you done hiding too?
I never wanted to hide from you.
When did you two find out each other's identities?
Just now.
But I've suspected for a long time.
Oh?
The world has only one driver with that cornering style.
I laughed. He laughed too. All those who had once doubted me now stood humiliated in the shadows. And the man beside me had believed in me from the very beginning.